Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the top filter and how to use it in SQL Server. So top filter is a T-SQL feature that you can use to limit the number or percentage of rows your query returns. We will take a look at both those features and later we will discuss about top filter with ties. So I have a table here, sales orders, and it looks like this. Now what we want to do from here is get the 5 most recent orders from this table. Now the first step would be to use the order date column, which tells us what date the order was placed on, and arrange this table in a descending order using this column. What that will do is give us the most recent orders on the top going downwards. So let's do that. So what I'm doing is adding a order by clause on order date column and specifying that we want it in a descending order. When we run this query, the table gets sorted. So here we can see that we have 4 orders from the 6th of May, then 4 orders from the 5th of May, and so on in a descending order. So the most recent orders are on the top. Now what we want to do is just grab the top 5 from these, right? So we can use the top filter to do that. So what we will do is we will just add the top keyword followed by the number of rows that we want to extract from this table. Let's run this query. And there we have it. We have the top 5 rows from this table using order date, which means we have the 5 most recent orders here. Next, we will take a look at the percentage of rows feature, where we define the percentage of rows that we want from the table from the top. So to do that, what we can do is just add the % keyword. So if we want to find the top 1% of rows from this table, we can just say select top 1% star. So star grabs us all the columns. If we want to select a specific set of columns, then we can specify those here as well, but we are just selecting all the columns here. Everything else remains the same. We are just adding the % keyword and the number of percentage of rows that we want. So let's run that, and it gives us 9 rows. Does that mean that there are 900 rows in the table? Because the 1% is 9 rows. So 100% would be 900 rows. Let's check that. We can check that by seeing how many number of rows are there in the table. So from here we can see that there are 830 rows in the table. So why would we get 9 rows back? 1% would be 8.3, right? So the thing is, whenever we use the % keyword, the percentage that gets calculated always gets rounded up. So in this case, 1% of 830 would be 8.3. When we round that up, we get 9. And hence top 1% gives us 9 records. We can check the same thing for top 2%. Running that query gives us 17 records. And what is 2% of 830? It's 16.6. So when we round that up, we get 17 records, and that is what it shows here. Now let's take a step back and see our table sorted in descending order using the order date again. So here we saw that we had 4 orders from the 6th of May and 4 from the 5th of May, and we wanted to select the top 5. So we are definitely sure that the records from 6th of May will be selected in the top 4. But when it comes to the 5th one, which one of these gets selected? Because all of them are from 5th of May. The answer is any one of them could be chosen, which means the output of this query is actually non-deterministic. So the 5th of May can be any record out of those 4. So what we can do to break this tie or get a deterministic result, which means every time we get the same result, is we can use another column and sort the table by it. For example, if we choose order ID and sort that in descending order and then run this query, we can be sure that every time 11073 order ID will be chosen in the result. And this is, so basically we are using the order ID column as a tiebreaker. But what if you want to see all the results here which are in the tiebreaker column? So for example, order date had 4 rows. What if we wanted to see all those records as well, and we don't want to get confused because we want to have a deterministic output of our query? Then we can use top filter with ties. Here. So what this will do is, it will grab us the top 5 rows, but what it will do is, if there are more than one record for like the last slot, that is the 5th row here, it will grab us all the records from that column. So let's run it and see what it does. So what it did is that it gave us the top 4 rows, which are from 6th of May, and also all the 4 rows from 5th of May, because there were multiple records on the 5th of May and we only wanted 5 rows, right? So what this did is, it gave us a deterministic result. The answer of this query is always going to be the same, and we can use it to deal with ties. And that is how we use the top filter. Thank you.